Let's get it. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Double M Show in the Crib edition. Once again,
different night.
We are
same
on
vibes.
We are on a Wednesday night, but like Mike said, we on the same vibe. You guys know what you're getting out of both of us. So, without further ado, we got Mr. Mike Nice in the building, brother.
What's going on?
What's up, Mike Nice? This is the Double M Show. I'm DJ Mees. We're gonna get straight to it, man. Mike, we didn't do a show last night, but you was able to hop on another podcast.
I was.
Not Double M. Let us know about that.
So yeah, last night, I put it up all on my social media. I had a chance to join in on, a couple guys that I've worked with over the years, doing various things, and Marv has gotten to know them over the years as well. The Couch Guys Sports Podcast, similar to what we're doing tonight, and we did with our last show. What we usually do when stuff happens, we like to talk about sports, entertainment, the culture and whatnot, but sometimes you got to key in on what's happening in the world around you. And on this podcast that I did last night, that I made a guest appearance on, that's exactly what they did. It's two white guys who I know, took time out of their, usual schedule in their show to have a show about what's happening in the world around them. And they just had me on to hear where I was coming from. I have much respect for them doing that, and just, them giving me that opportunity to speak. They share things from their side and their perspective, and I share things definitely from my side that I definitely opened their eyes to, probably anybody else who tuned in. It was good. I was happy I got the chance to do that. It's the platform I have. I'm going to use my voice and speak, how I feel as it pertains to everything going on in the world right now.
And you spoke well. We commend you for continuing.
Appreciate it.
Speaking on our behalf to those who don't know what we are going through or don't know what we are feeling. That's conversation that needs to be had throughout. And luckily in 2020, we have things such as podcasts where we can jump on different people's avenues and different people's platforms and speak our truths and let people know what's really going on in our world and what we're really facing. So as everyone knows, we are still currently under a pandemic. Last week was a very heavy show. Emotions were very high after George Floyd's murder from the 4 police officers who are now all 3 have charges on them. All 4 have charges on them. We don't know the other 3 charges yet, but we know that the man who had his knee on George Floyd's neck is now been up to 2nd-degree murder. And we'll wait and see what the other 3 charges are. But the right move was finally made. All 4 are arrested, which needed to be done. But a reminder for all of these protests and riots that are going on right now, it's not due to just George Floyd. We understand what happened to George Floyd. What happened to George Floyd is something that we've been begging and screaming to the world about for years now that's been happening to us. And we finally got clear-cut video of something that everyone could agree was murder. And this is something that happens to us every single day. This was the straw that broke the
camel's back.
It's the straw that broke the camel's back. And we're screaming for George Floyd, but we're screaming for hundreds and hundreds of others who've been, faced the police brutality or white supremacy. That's what this fight is about currently. Not just George Floyd, but everything and all the injustice that we've been facing for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years that we don't want our children to be facing no longer. And that's what this is about. That's what these conversations about. That's what Double M is all for. And that's what we're going to do. There's
comments coming in. Again, if you see, we are live on IG. Shout out to everybody on IG. We're also live on YouTube right now.
Yes.
And this conversation is wide open. Again, Marv and I are here to set up the platform, but we do the show to hear from you guys as well, as long as, us two giving our thoughts, feelings, and opinions. What you guys have to say throughout the show matters just as much. And I mean, what Marv was saying right there was huge. Again, everything that's going on, obviously, it rose up to another level due to George Floyd's murder, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Someone knocking on the door, something over there. Yeah, bro. But again, there's so many names out there of lives that have been lost due to similar situations like George Floyd's, which is why these marches and protests are taking place. So we're not going to forget those names as well. You know, they're all a part of it. And we just got to keep it pushing and continue to, you know, get as loud as possible so that the world, not just the country, the world hears. And the world is watching. The world is watching. The world is paying attention. You know, the world needs to hear the voices of the people who are going through this stuff daily.
So this Black Lives Matter movement, right? It's as big as it's ever been. This is at its highest, I believe, that we've ever seen, where the whole world is noticed what's happening in America.
Yep.
The whole world is seeing what's going on. You got people protesting all over Europe right now. All over Europe, people are protesting due to, like we said, that this is it. This was the final straw. You see businesses, you see people, celebrities, everyone's tweeting their form of, you know, what is right and what is wrong. And I'm one who's always been saying, and I've been saying this, I don't really give a damn about a celebrity's remark. I'm not one to look for, oh man, so-and-so didn't say anything. Justin Bieber didn't say anything about Black Lives Matter. Oh, I don't care. These celebrities, black, white, or indifferent, I'm not living the lives that we live. That's just me personally. I understand some people like to look for validation to people who are, you know, of a higher status, quote unquote. I personally don't give a damn about anybody higher status that's not living the life that I'm living. You got guys like me and Mike, we spoke about this. We can briefly talk about it. Patrick Mahomes, yep, and Tiger Woods, you know, two very, very famous people who use their platform to speak on what's unjust, but also wrap around in a way where it's like, yeah, but we could be better too, and you know, police lives, and so pretty much being safe. There's a lot of safe messages being out there right now, instead of just saying what we're really here for is on Black lives. Your take on that?
I mean, hey, you hit the nail right on the head there, to be honest. Again, guys like you just mentioned, Patrick Mahomes, football player, quarterback, Tiger Woods, you know, playing one of the greatest golfers of all time. They come out and, you know, I think what these celebrities want to do most of the time is, you know, obviously they see the movie, they see people coming out and say something, and they want to be a part of it too. So they don't fly under the radar of someone who has status but didn't say anything. And then they come out with these safe, soft-ass messages that, you know, don't definitively say or make a declaration on what's going on. So like you said, Marv, they come out with these, oh, you know, so the times are tough and we all just need to hold on to each other and we all matter. And
F all that.
Yeah, like saying all that is cool and all, but how about if you want to make a statement, gear into what's happening? If you're not gearing in and locking in on what's currently going on, I don't want to hear nothing that any celebrity has to say.
Choose a side. Now, and sorry, it sounds as blatant as it is, but choose a side.
I don't want to hear nothing.
Are you for the cause? Are you someone who's gonna fight for Black lives, or you want to be someone that talks about, oh, you know, there's some good people, there's some bad people, you know, it's everyone. If we can all, I don't want to hear none of that. We're not marching because there's some good people, there's some bad people. That's not what the cause is. We're trying to fight for our freaking lives. So if you don't know a way to say it, don't say nothing at all.
Period. No, and I don't want an Instagram post. I don't want a Facebook post, Twitter post, video. Like, if you're not gonna come out and say, hey, I'm so-and-so quarterback for so-and-so team, and I'm tired of seeing black men murdered in the street, come out with something like that.
That's it.
or shut up. Period. Point blank.
It's about Black lives, not about anything else.
Do we also need to touch on the fact that we in 2020, years after this stuff is taking place, and there's still people that have the mentality of Black Lives Matter versus all lives matter.
Speak on it, brother.
Are we still on that?
Speak on it.
Are we still on that? You on IG? You on Facebook? Are we still on that? Is there still a confusion when people say Black Lives Matter that for some reason people got to take it offensive? Well, you must only care about Black lives. You only saying Black Lives Matter. You must only think that Black lives are the most important lives in the world only. I'm sad that we have to sit here and even mention that, because there are people out there who are ignorant to the fact that that's not what it's about. People are marching and saying Black Lives Matter, and I said this on the podcast I did the other day too, because Black lives are the ones being murdered in the middle of the street, gunned down, kneeled on in their neck, lives sucked out of them. That's why that declaration is being made. And it's going to continue to be made because it continues to happen, unfortunately.
It's a dumbass conversation. All lives can never matter. All lives can never matter until Black lives matter. So if you're going to push us under the bridge, it's 2020. If you tell me all lives matter, I know where you stand. You don't care about my life. I know where you stand. And it's a conversation that doesn't need to be had no more.
That narrative needs to be dead. The hashtag all lives matter needs to be dead. And it's not on a disrespectful thing. When I say dead, it's not saying it needs to be dead because I don't care about anybody else's life. That's not it. We're talking about the life that's at stake right now, constantly, every day.
And so I've been to a couple protests, right? And all lives matter is starting to get camouflaged with other things. Once again, if you are not a person of color and you are marching side by side with us, we appreciate you. We need allies. And I understand that. But allies need to understand their place and understand what they are there for. You are there to support us. If you are an ally and you hop on a mic and you want to speak your truth, be very careful what you say. Be really careful. I don't want to hear you guys come out and say, we are all one. Color doesn't matter. We all bleed the same. And these are things I've heard for the past couple of days that I've been to protest. These are the sayings that are being said. And people are cheering. Yes. Oh my God, let's go. No, that is not the message. We are not one. We are not the same. We do not all bleed the same. Due to the fact that how I bleed is a way different situation than how you bleed. We are here because they don't see us the way they see you. They treat us like animals. They kill us every day, and we get to see it on TV uncensored. How many times do I have to mention that? They kill us and try to instill fear. We are not the same. We are not one. And white people, my allies, you need to understand, this is about us right now. You need to hear our story. Listen to what our pain, what we are going through. Don't bring this back to we are one, we are the same, we don't see color, we can do this. No. Say, I hear you, brother, I hear you. And I'm sorry. What can I do to help? That we're all the same BS? It's not true. It sounds cute in elementary school. Elementary school, you 8, 9, 10 years old, and you say that, oh my God, we're the same. That's cute. Not when we are right now. We're not at that stage. We are not the same. And you need to hear us out. We appreciate you, but you need to hear us out.
And that ties into even another topic that we're going to get upon. Allies out there, people who, want to understand, but not taking the proper time to do the research, not taking the proper time to listen, learn, and understand, and will sit out and continue to spew out stuff that doesn't make sense, nonsense, stuff that's irrelevant, stuff that's stupid, stuff that's ignorant. So let's tie in a story that just popped off today. Drew Brees, quarterback in the NFL for the New Orleans Saints. I don't know what kind of interview it was or what not exactly, but he was having an interview, I believe it was with Yahoo. And the question came up about how he feels about, kneeling during the national anthem. Now, mind you, similar to what I said about the All Lives Matter, we all the way in 2020, and I don't understand the All Lives Matter is still prevalent. Here comes Drew Brees in this interview saying, well, I find it, I'll paraphrase, I don't give a damn. I find it very disrespectful when people kneel during a national anthem and the flag because it's disrespectful to my grandparents, my grandfather who was in the military and the armed forces, and kneeling to me is a sign of disrespect
to them.
To my grandfathers and all of them that were in the military. Drew Brees, you 40-year-old man who has been in this country, has a high status because he's an athlete in the NFL. I'm trying to be nice. I don't want to be nice, Marv.
Talk your shit, Marv.
Where the hell is your sense? Where the hell is your sense to say something like that? He did so many things just with that comment. First and foremost, that I've been seeing popping off from many different athletes and people in the sports world, you pretty much disregarding all the black people who fought probably side by side with your grandparents in the military as well. You think Colin Kaepernick, who's a black man, kneeling, he's being disrespectful to the white people and the black people in the military and the armed force. The fact that we still have a conversation about what kneeling means during the national anthem is also mind-boggling to me.
To preface, for people who don't know who Drew Brees is that are listening to us right now, like if the NFL was to come out and say we need a spokesperson for the NFL, Brees is on top of that list. This is the guy, by all accounts, who, has always said the right things, face of the NFL, great quarterback, plays for New Orleans, like
big city, big city.
Plays for New Orleans. Y'all know what type of people in New Orleans. So he's loved. He's loved by New Orleans, revered in New Orleans. I mean, this is a guy who brought them a championship, one of the top quarterbacks of all time. Easy. That's who that man is. Been in the league for almost close to 20 years. For him to come out and say that during what is happening right now in this world, while America's on fire, fighting for our lives, for you to come out and say kneeling is disrespectful to the flag is one thing. But then to bring up your grandparents and as if your grandparents were the only ones fighting for America. As if they didn't pull us and drag us and made us fight for this country. Like black people didn't fight for this country during a civil war. They fight for this country while they fight in the country.
Double war.
Come on now.
Come on. She's preach, Marv.
Like
that's a double war.
How the hell do you come out your mouth and say you bring up your grandparents and say they're the true Americans? That's pretty much what he said. My grandparents are the true Americans. So if I kneel, we're disrespecting them. And then there's more layers to it. Drew Brees is surrounded by 80% black people on his team.
Sure is.
You just divided your whole locker room. You just told your locker room how you feel about it. During a time like this, it's shocking, it's disappointing, but then again, like I said, you can't hold these people to our standards. Drew Brees is a rich white man. He can be with his brothers in the locker room, but when he gets home, he has no idea what his brothers are going through when they have to go
struggle in anything. Like he doesn't have an idea.
You have to have no clue, no type of sense to say something so stupid.
To make a statement like that, you're completely oblivious and ignorant to what's going on around you. The fact that he took it back to basically saying he believes that Kaepernick and anybody kneeling is disrespectful to the armed forces. You know how many comments have been made on Kaepernick and countless players that has nothing to do with the armed forces, has nothing to do with disrespecting the flag, has nothing to do with necessarily disrespecting the national anthem. And I feel my own personal way about the national anthem, but we could get to that another time.
So let's get to some comments.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments.
Comments on both sides. Sorry, guys.
Woo.
So comments on both
Start
sides.
on IG.
You want to go IG first?
You got IG. Let me check the YouTube. There's a lot of comments there for sure.
Get to Weeze's comments and then.
Starting from the top here, Daphne said all 50 states were protesting. That goes to show you how this is reaching out across the country. We said number 9, his white supremacy couldn't stay suppressed anymore. He had to show his true colors. He shows some kind of stupidity, true colors, something, and making a statement like that. We've also said shout out to Malcolm Jenkins for speaking up right back and direct. Malcolm Jenkins and a couple of different players spoke out towards Drew Brees. They didn't hold nothing back. I'm talking, Michael Thomas, his number 1 wide receiver on that team who catches all of Drew Brees' passes, spoke out. Like Marv said, you divided the locker room making a statement like that, point blank and period.
Oh, Drew Brees, if he was tinkering about retiring, it's over. This is last year. This is last year in the NFL. It's over.
A lot of players spoke up.
Malcolm Jackson said, shut the hell up. And he said it's a lot stronger than I just said it. And that's facts right there. Nobody's trying to hear from you. Nobody's trying to hear from you to say some shit like that, ever.
A lot of people are pissed at Drew Brees. Again, Richard Sherman spoke up. LeBron James had a huge comment to make. The McCourty twins, Devin and Jason McCourty, had something to say. Like, it not only hit.
Dirk said Alvin Kamara called him an op.
I saw it. Yeah, I did see that too, Dirk. It's not only hitting his teammates, but now you got other players in the NFL, other players in other sports. Like, you shuck up a lot. You just, if people were trying to say that, we've come this far and maybe white people are starting to understand a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Drew Brees just brought it all back a lot. Drew Brees brought it back a lot. And I understand, his mindset is not everybody's mindset. But to be a public figure who you would think has access to all the knowledge, he's in a locker room with a majority black players. He sees it firsthand being in the NFL, hearing all the conversations that happen with Colin Kaepernick. You would think Drew Brees has the knowledge, but still makes a statement like that in 2020. That says a lot as to where people's mindset is at or how much people put into learning and understanding what's happening around them.
And Sam says, like, how tone deaf can you be out of all times? And that's what I've been preaching this whole time. Like, how could it be this time? But Weeze, man, your comments really starting to, because Drew Brees is not stupid.
I don't believe so. You would never have thought that before. He made a dumb comment.
Drew Brees isn't stupid. So I'm really starting to believe what we said. And it's like, this man is just letting out his true colors. The man is letting out his true colors. Because you can't, no one can be that dumb to come out, even if you felt that. Most people who felt that, Nick Bosa wouldn't come out and say that right now. And we know about Bosa.
We know about Nick Bosa.
So, like, to be that stupid at a time like this, come on. He couldn't hold it no more.
What's on IG? What's on IG?
IG.
A lot of comments coming in there as well.
Okay, so J Mac talking about LeBron and Sherman, how they came at dude too. Emmanuel Sanders and other teammates unfollowed him on Twitter.
He shook up a lot. He really shook up a lot.
Mrs. Z said he'll never fully understand.
Daphne said by making a comment like that, he drew the line in the sand and picked his side.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and knowing how things work in this day and age with celebrities making dumb comments and getting backlash, I'm assuming Drew Brees is going to come out and say something. It really don't matter to me what he says, in all honesty, because you already came out and said that clear cut. No type of hesitation.
They got something that they go to. Their PR team just copies and pastes some shit, and they're just gonna post it. Drew,
let me think about it now. I sorry for what I said. I didn't, fully understand or take the time to acknowledge how my comments may have affected
Splash a couple big words in there. Yeah, you always gotta splash some big words, some Kyrie words in there, just so you know they feel, you really feel it.
I fully take responsibility for my comments, and I didn't mean to cause. I don't know what kind of BS Drew Brees and his camp gonna come out with, but you said what you said already, without blinking the eye or thinking twice. In my opinion, he had that comment ready to go. He had it ready to go. It was fresh in his mind. This is how I still feel in 2020 after all the years and everything that's gone on.
Yeah, it's incredible that someone could come out and really say that right at a time like this. But even old boy Marcus Davenport came out to defend Brees, and then Kim Jordan had to check it. I seen that. So like I said, now you're really gonna cause division in the locker room, because there's gonna be some dudes who be like, yo, listen, guys, Drew made a mistake, boom, 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 and there's gonna be other guys that say, nah, F that. And you're the quarterback. You're the most dependent person on the field. You have to have people block you every single play. They have to block for you. I'm not saying that, the Saints are just gonna lay down and let Drew Brees get killed, but they are known to do some funny business for a little change.
I tell you,
they're known to do some funny business with a little change. That's all I'm gonna say. Not a smart move.
I don't know how Drew Brees is gonna go about this, because obviously, again, he's gonna have to make a statement to the masses, and then he's gonna have to address his teammates. But at the end of the day, he's gonna have to work with those guys, and a lot of them who spoke up. He's gonna have to work with them all season. So how are you gonna smooth it out? I don't know where he goes from here. To be honest, I don't. But damn, like it's stupidity, ignorance. It's a lot of words that can describe that situation.
Yeah, man. And when we said, Jameis, where you at? Tell you, he's got a couple good quarterbacks behind him. But to move forward, we're not even really here to talk about the celebrities. And but once again, like we both said, they're not in touch with our lives and what's going on right now. We're not gonna spend our whole show talking about Drew Brees, where, like we mentioned, we have America on fire right now.
One last comment from my boy Kimon, who just pulled up into the chat. He said he picked this side, and he can't be mad at that. He'd rather people come out and be upfront about how fake they are. Did I read that right? He'd rather people come and be upfront with how they feel than rather be fake. That's what he said.
Hey, he picked his side. Well noted. That's well noted. Now we know who you are, Drew. Good luck this season, buddy.
That's a good comment, Kimon.
Good luck, buddy. But moving forward, man, throughout this whole thing, while some people said, this is poorly timed, we have America on fire right now, folks. There's a real issue at hand that I feel like, as young people, it's our time to really try to provoke change and really try to figure out a way where we can try to undo what has been done for the past 400 years. We are living in a systemic racial country where all the odds are against us. And what happened this past week was the final straw. And you're seeing the repercussions for it. You're seeing peaceful protests, you're seeing looting, and then you're seeing the division in between, well, is looting okay? Is the message being sent, or what is going on? What's going on with the community, or how we're gonna get through it? Look, no one has the answers right now. I don't have the answers, Mike. We spoke. You don't have the answers.
I don't.
No one has the answers. If y'all have the answers, please feel free to jump in the comments. But this is the conversation I want all of us to have right now. Whoever's on YouTube, whoever's on IG, on happening. Oh, I got scared for a second. What's happening with the world? How do we go about it? with these protests, and then how the media is flipping everything to where all you see in the news is violence.
Yeah, I mean, again, like Marv said, to reiterate, please drop your feelings, thoughts, ideas, all of that in these chats that we have open on IG and YouTube. But the media is a slippery slope, a weird and twisted thing. You know, they're gonna show the protests going on for sure, people marching and whatnot. But rest assured, the moment they know stuff is popping off and stuff gets wild, they'll be right there to film it and catch it all. And I mean, it's not necessarily what you want to see broadcast around just destruction and people going wild and crazy in the streets and whatnot. At the same time, I said that, and as I talk to y'all, in all honesty, I've had this discussion with Marv and different people, and as I talk to y'all live right now, I've been so conflicted about everything going on because you look at the riots, some riots and protesting and looting going on. And, I've seen and heard stories of like people's personal businesses are getting destroyed. People's homes are getting destroyed. People are in a sense destroying their own communities by how they feel and whatnot. And people are losing things because of what's going on, which is sad to see, hear, read, and think about. At the same time, I say that to y'all, people is pissed the F off right now. People are angry as hell. And sometimes when you get angry, when you get pushed to a certain point, you just want to destroy, cause mayhem and destruction, because you get to that point where you just can't take it anymore. And I flip back and forth like, damn, I know people's pissed off and just want to go off in any type of way. But then I'm also like, damn, people's destroying their own communities. I keep flipping back and forth for how I feel about. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Marv, I know you're going to speak on it as well, but it's like, woof.
First and foremost, if you speak on the looting, you haven't said nothing about these Black lives being killed. Your opinion, whatever you say, means nothing to me. Buildings are going to get replaced. Lives are gone forever. People have lost their brothers.
Yeah.
People lost their sisters, their fathers. Like these are lives and communities you're breaking down by taking away a Black life. So I don't want to hear all about these buildings and people crying and oh my God, we lost. Listen, that shit's gonna get replaced. You can't bring me back George Floyd.
Sure can't.
You can't bring me back Tamir Rice, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. You can't bring them back. They're gone. Your buildings are going to come back. They're going to get funded. They have insurance that will be replaced. The world is on fire right now because that's how we are feeling every day. That's how we feel. When we wake up, we're waking up angry. We're waking up hurt. I've had conversation with countless of people now in these past couple of days. No one's feeling well. There's no joy in any conversation. It's complete sadness, sick. People are tired, they're exhausted, and they feel helpless. I feel helpless. On the question of what do we do next? What can we do? Everyone copes differently. All I know is this looting is just a symbolism of what's happening right now. It's a symbolism of what is going on. America's on fire for a reason, and we're not the reasons that caused it.
Like I said, you get pushed to a certain level and it causes chaos. And, I know you've been out there and seen it firsthand, and I've talked to different people and whatnot. There's people that step out on these streets with just alternative agendas.
Oh yeah,
alternative agendas, not to really protest, not to really, use their voice and chant and say the names of the lives that's lost. There's people that literally step out on the street just to cause mayhem and chaos that has nothing to do with what's really going on, the bigger picture. Now, you could say, I've heard so many things over the day. People are slipping in. White supremacists are coming in to do this and that. There's people out there with alternative agenda that's making things, in a sense, much worse than it should be.
Like I've seen it. Because when you go in the media, they're gonna show people of color rioting. You're gonna show people of color stealing and looting. But I've seen who's caused it. I've seen white people with bricks in their hands just waiting to cause chaos. But the difference is the police are not going to go to their neighborhoods. They're coming to our neighborhoods. They're causing terror to our neighborhoods, not theirs. They can smash windows and go back home fine. Our neighborhood's the one that's going to get terrorized through all of this. And that's the message that's not getting put out there at all. Go to the comments here on IG. Let's see, people out here doing peaceful protests, and then Jamboroni's out here looting and rioting, make me mad. People like to steal and sell things on Facebook, stupid, all that stealing, dirty cops having bricks. So some people say cops having bricks.
There's something going on out there that's just an alternative, pushing alternative method and agenda compared to what's really actually going on.
Timor's talking about how, if you want to make a change, black people should get into politics. Change starts from within. Cause clearly protests and looting isn't going to change much. One says that try to be aware and avoid black and minority business. Target was wavy. What happened? And that's nothing. I can speak on that as well. We in downtown. You wanna cause havoc, and you going on Newberry Street, smashing up the Gucci's and the Louis that are gonna get replaced in 2 seconds. I guess. But when you in
your own neighborhood,
when you in your neighborhood,
your own community, that's what I don't get.
When your cousin works at this store, or this is homegrown, destroying them. Now you're starting a fight within your own community where the fight is not supposed to be within us. It's supposed to be against the enemy. That's when it gets bad. And we could speak on, our city, the city of Brockton. We're located in Massachusetts, and we seen it last night.
Brockton was on fire, man.
Brockton was on fire. Brockton was on fire, and Daft's coming out here saying lack of leadership, but the leaders were questionable, and there's a lot that can lead to it. We have to remember we're in a pandemic. Like there's no meetings prior to these protests. There's no mission plan. This is what we're gonna do. This, that, and the third. Because we're not even supposed to be around each other like that.
True. Nobody's 6 feet apart right now.
So there's so many things that could lead up to what's happening right now. They're saying in Brockton they set us up, more cops and military than protesters. That's always bad. That's always a bad formula, especially if it's the cops running the protests.
Yeah, that was confusing to me when I heard that.
If it's the cops running the protest, like that should never, ever be a thing. If cops want to ever show solidarity and show that they're with us, and you want to be at the protest, You sit your ass in the back. You stand in the back and you listen.
Listen. That's it.
That's it. We don't want to hear you speak, talk, cough, nothing. You in the back and you hear our pain. That is it.
I see IG going off here with a lot of comments. Yeah, man. And it's a whole other conversation we could have too about, because another conversation comes up is, there are some good cops out there, Marv. There are some good cops. There's some good cops. There's good cops. There's bad cops. There's good cops. There's bad cops. There's people out there will say, well, F all police. And there's people out there will say, well, F some police, not all the police, because not all of them are bad. I honestly believe, and I said this last show, the whole police system, whatever you want to call it, in the United States needs a complete overhaul.
That needs to get burned down.
Needs a complete reform. Whatever systems in place, whatever book, pamphlet, guidelines to becoming a police officer, going to the academy, how you get your badge, whatever you got to do, programs, whatever the course is, whatever it is, needs to get completely tossed out and redone all over again with a new mindset and mentality, because it's not working. We said this last show. After everything that happened before, years before with different situations, the one thing that they did is say, hey, let's just add body cameras to cops. What that change? Not a damn thing. It all needs to be thrown out and done over again.
I just learned, I didn't even know this. I just learned only 50% of cops in Massachusetts can have body cams.
I don't give a damn about body cameras anymore, because they don't mean nothing. I mean, yes, I sit here and I don't have all the stats. Maybe there's been, cops convicted because their body cams have shown them doing X, Y, and Z. I don't have all the information and facts. But when we have situations where a cop can have a body cam and still blatantly kill somebody in the street and still going on
to the system,
lottie-dottie, the system's effed up. The system's screwed right there and then. It means nothing to me. The whole thing needs to be flushed down the toilet, because it's shit and it's not working. And try again with something new.
As long as you have this justice system, as long as you have, it's a place where systemically we are behind the lines, we can never progress. As long as this system is in place, we can never progress, because it's built against us. It's built to put us under. That's what it is for. It's built to put us under. And we need to find like I said, I don't have all the answers. Kim are saying, if you want to change, you have to jump into politics and everything like that. I don't have the answers. But I do know what needs to be changed. System. I do know that. And I encourage, everyone to continue to have these conversations. I encourage everyone to check up on people and figure out what the hell are we going to do. I encourage everyone to look up their local officers of who's in charge in their city and see what system are they running. How can you participate? How can you try to make that change? Because what we're in right now is not working. But they say that marches and the looting and riots are not working. They're working just as well. I believe it. People could say they're not. I believe they are working. Because look what's happening.
The world is paying attention.
Look what's happening.
They marching in Ireland.
Look what's happening.
England.
Like, people saying the marching protest doesn't do it. This one is. I 100% believe it is. I'm not saying it's going to cure everything, but it's a start. It's a way to start, get active, and when you're there, you get motivated to do other things. Okay, how can we get to this point? Or let's meet up and do this, and you're gonna see this. We have to be the change, man. We can't raise kids in this world where we saw what happened in Brockton last night. I can't fathom having a kid grow up in here.
Not a chance. And the whole thing next to that is, we live in a world where, unfortunately, sometimes even kids growing up, little kids, who maybe don't have a full grasp of understanding of what's happening in the world, what has happened in the world. Obviously, this day and age we're living in the pandemic right now, no kids are in school, but there's times when kids go to school and they won't understand anything that's happening. I can speak from my personal experience, and this is my dead-ass 100% personal experience. When they see us about the Central Park 5, that happened, I don't know the year off the top of my head. Whenever that actually happened, I don't have the year. I tell you what, until that documentary dropped on Netflix, I never heard of it. And I grew up in a school system where they don't teach you nothing about what's happening like that. That's my situation. That's my experience. It's on us now as educators, and if you're going through school to become an educator or to be in a position where you can educate young minds in any type of way, kids must get hip and know what's going on. So that starting from a young age, it can already start to turn in their minds like, okay, I see what's happening in the world, how we progress from here, from a young age. I was in a system, where I didn't learn about a lot of things happening within my community because they're not going to teach me that. The school system I was in predominantly white school, they're not teaching me what's happening in the city. They're not teaching me what's happening to the people that look like me. That's not what I was showing up to school for. That can't be the wave anymore moving forward. It cannot. The kids from a young age, middle school, high school, when they show up to school in the morning and you got stuff going on like George Floyd and other situations like that, they have to have that conversation right there in the classroom. It can't be pushed to the side.
But it's not going to happen in suburban schools. And that's a problem. It's a huge problem. But if you have kids going into schools in the suburb, I was the same way. The only thing we learned about was MLK, and white people love Martin Luther King.
Oh, he's the golden child.
God, white people love Martin. If I hear another Martin Luther King quote, I'll slap somebody. Because anytime they want peace, they want to bring that dude up.
Shout out to Scott. He know that too. My boy Scott in the comments right now. Weston wasn't teaching us and stuff like that. That's our experience. And it's sad that you said it's not going to happen, but that's a part of the problem right there.
So it's up to us, people of color, to every youth you run by, even if you are a parent that has your school in a suburban school, because you're trying to give them a better schooling system. You have to let them know what it is, what's going on in the real world, what is happening. When we go back to our communities, we have to educate what is going on in the community, because not everyone's going to have that education, right? So it's up to us who know it to spread it. It's up to us to be that change, to help our community out. It's the only way. Not everyone's going to listen, but the ones that will, those are the ones we're trying to push forward. Those are the ones that are going to continue to help the cause. That's the only way we can do. We can't give up. We can't give up on our people, but we have to continue to educate as much as possible.
Big time. I see Sam comment saying the system ain't broken, the country is. And I look at that comment, and I really sit here with this current situation with George Floyd. The cop who had his knee on him is charged. They finally today, after all the days have gone by, have finally arrested the other 3 officers. But the sad thing is, Marv, we sit here, and I'm going to ask the people on IG, people on Facebook, the fact that we can honestly sit here and say we don't even trust that he's going to get what he deserves in court is an example of the system really being broken. Because you would think a system like that, where there's a murder filmed in the street in broad daylight, that, that's 1, 2, 3, don't even need a jury, throw him in the back of the jail, he murdered somebody in the street, bye.
Right.
And none of us here watching right now, IG, YouTube, none of us sit here and can honestly say deep in our hearts, yeah, we believe he's about to be thrown in the back of the jail for a long time.
He'll be taken care of. You go to jail, but he'll be taken care of.
I'm saying the system.
Right.
We don't have the full faith in the system to handle him. He'll be taken care of. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But the system, we don't even have the full trust in that doing justice, serving justice. Because this family's out still now from things that have happened over the years that are still looking for justice for different situations. Come on now.
We got comments from Scott. You want to read that?
I don't know why I didn't pop my laptop. Chuck, what is it?
So my son got into Mecca. He'll most likely be going to Newton, and that was one of the things I'm pushing to change so that kids can learn more about their culture other than the basic shit we learn about. Yeah, I mean, well said. You put your kids in those schools in the suburb, it's a great thing. They're getting a better education, as they should. But in the reality, especially when you put a black kid in a suburb school, they're gonna catch on quick that what systemic racism is, even if they don't know what the word is. If they don't know what systemic racism is, they'll catch on quick. We went to sub schools in the suburb.
Yep.
We know how that is, and then it's up to the elders to really pave that and mold that in their heads of what they are going through and what this is going to look like. More comments coming in. This system was not created for our justice. Fact, staff. They said if he doesn't get what he deserves, the county will be flipped upside. The country will be flipped upside.
When I tell you, if justice isn't properly served to that man, what y'all think we seeing now with looting and protesting and riots and different things, if y'all think we seeing something now, I can't imagine what the country will look. We passed the country now, because it's happening in other countries now too. I can't imagine what the world might look like. I saw a video. I forgot the name of the actor, Joey. I don't want to butcher his last name. The English dude, the actor that we.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know his last name.
The dude that was in Star Wars. I don't know his name. The black dude, Joe Bodega, something like that. He over there in England, and you can listen to him speaking to the people and the passion that's coursing through his veins. Man, that man don't even live here. He may film movies and stuff here, come over here to do, but he doesn't even live in this country. But as a black person, he sees it and he feels it. And that's over in England. So I can imagine the stuff. If it goes south and if it goes left with this man, not just the country we live in, but the world might flip on some wild. John Boyega, thank you, Sam. I said, Joey.
Hey, man, I agree with you too. So. But yeah, look, the world has taken notice, Mike, and that's why we gotta harp on this momentum. We gotta harp on this momentum, man. We gotta continue to fight. I'm not saying fight trolls, people. Stop feeding these trolls online. Stop doing that. Stop fighting these trolls. People behind the keyboards that got nothing worth anything. We got bigger fish to fry. There's a real fight going on outside that we really got to attend to. And I'm confident we're gonna get there. I don't know how, but we're gonna get there. Continue to fight without forgetting the purpose. Exactly.
Big time, Scott.
Exactly.
Big time.
I mean, even with the Brockton situation, right? There's a lot of bickering going on with leadership and who should run this, and I don't like how this person ran that, or I don't like this. End of the day, we have to understand the purpose is there. The purpose of wanting to change is there. Let's not fight within ourselves. Take a seat, meet, figure out what's the best solution. We're angry, we're mad, we're upset, and we should be. We should be. But we have to remember what is at stake right now. This is our lives. Everyone's going to have different ideals. It might not be the best one. Might not even be the smartest one. But everyone has intentions of trying to have change, but how do we do it the right way is the question. Let's remember that. I know it's tough. Let's remember that. We can no longer fight amongst ourselves. I didn't even see Derek say, but yeah, like Derek said, we can no longer fight among ourselves. We need to understand who's in front of us. Those are the enemies in front of us. That's who we need to be fighting. Just have that, have that in mind, that this so much bigger than us. This is so much bigger than us. It's I get emotional because no one has joy right now. This is the saddest, most gruesome, perfect storm to cause disaster to Black people I've ever seen. But if I know anything about us, you give us a little, we take a lot. We'll still find a way. We'll still find a way to get through. But we just need to come together.
Yeah, big time. I mean, you saying it all right there, Marv. Coming together is the biggest thing we can do, and especially, I think I saw Dirk saying, people sometimes insulting other ideas and putting each other down. Yeah, because the person next to you or across from you, their ideas of how they want to go about things might not match yours. It might differ from what you think is the right way to go about it. But if there's one thing that needs to happen, instead of just saying, oh, that's stupid, okay, have the conversation. Have a conversation and see what's the best way to put a foot forward to go about handling things and fighting together. It's almost like, you teaming up, in a sense, Avengers or something like that. People bringing different stuff to the table, obviously. You bring in different thoughts, ideas to the table, but at the end of the day, you're still trying to fight and go up against the same cause. You're still going up against the same thing. That's what we need to assemble in that way, where no matter who says this and feels that, or who has this point of view and whatnot, we all still going this way. Not arguing and going left, right, this, nah. We all need to figure it out together and go this way only.
So that said, I'm still for actual purpose. Some of these allies really have to get checked. And like I said earlier, I spoke about how some of these allies are wrong. But we need to use platforms like this. We need to use platforms where we talk to them and let them know what the hell's really going on. Because this is not their fight. This is our fight.
If you on IG, we coming right back. IG about to chop us. We coming right back on IG.
This is our fight. And we let these allies know where we stand. They don't get it, we move forward without them. We move forward without them, and we continue with the goal at hand. But like I said, like everyone's preaching here, it's got to be unity within us. Unity within us to try to figure out a way to get somewhere. Doesn't having different ideas yield results, though? Of course, there have been different ideas. I'm not saying we should have one idea. I'm not saying, but you could have different ideas and still have the same goal. The goal's the same. Bring every individual with different ideas to figure out how we can use that to reach that goal. Absolutely, different ideas yield different results, and we need different results. We definitely need many results.
All right.
We got it going.
IG's back. Facts, got to keep supporting each other. Big time. Support is huge. Let's go back to what Dirk said compared to what my boy Dan just said. No breaking anybody down right now. Obviously, at the same time, there's people out there will have stupid ideas. If I'm sitting here and Marv, wants to protest, and I'm saying, yo, Marv, are we out there protesting? Let's go burn that building down. Let's go break into if somebody got something stupid, call them out, checking on them, remind them what they out there for. Remind them that, hey, we're not going out there just to break into, the Apple store to get the latest whatever. Like, remind them why they out there for. First and foremost, back to the whole loot and destruction. I understand people's pissed off, and you get pissed off to a point you wanna F stuff up. I understand that. But the first thing needs to be first is, why are you out there on the streets in the first place? Because I was seeing, if you go back to Brockton, I was seeing a lot of things pop up on my timeline. People in Brockton saying, "Yo, it's to the point now where people don't even know why they're really out on the streets anymore. They're just out to ride around and drink and smoke and play music and just be out there." And it seems according to what I was reading, that people have lost the purpose of why they out in the streets. We got to be all in together on this.
And don't be afraid to drop someone who's not for the cause, and keep it pushing.
Big time.
Don't be afraid to drop that person. Send that information out there. Give out a hand. But if they don't understand the goal, the purpose of what we're doing, we gotta keep going forward. We gotta keep going forward. The media is gonna do what the media does and portray whatever they want to portray. We're here for results. We're here for results at the end of the day. We know what system is against us. We know what they're gonna say about us. We trying to get results at the end of the day. They ain't love everybody. They ain't love Ali. They ain't love Ali until he died. They hated Malcolm. But it's results. Let them do what they gotta do. Understand that we have a mission here. We're gonna get there. Someone falls off, I think Dirk just put a boot emoji. Someone falls off, see ya. Word to earth.
Yeah, man. But even with all of that, I truly see and believe that this current movement that's going on is taking on something bigger that we haven't seen before. More people, more voices are being heard, more actions are taking place, and at the same time, it sucks. It sucks that it got to come at the expense of somebody else dying in the streets. It sucks that it has to come at the expense of that. But this current thing that's happening in 2020, it's morphing into a bigger thing. Again, back to what I was saying about seeing other countries before. Other countries already look at the U.S. like a bunch of clowns, because we led by a clown to begin with. When you got Trump out here, we didn't even say nothing about Trump and his nonsense.
For what?
We don't even want to give that man the time of day. But you got other countries looking at the U.S. like, damn, they led by that clown and all that nonsense is going on there. But now you got other countries who are willing to march for the same thing that the black folks here are marching for. This thing is morphed into something bigger. Well, we got support overseas. And the conversations that are happening here, right here on our soil, are now happening in other places as well.
Daff said they hated Malcolm, loved Martin, and still murdered both. That's facts. And it's never us. It's never us, but it's always the other side saying, Where's the Malcolm X of this generation? Where's the Martin Luther King of this generation? They both got killed. They both got killed. So stop trying to push that narrative. What do we have here? I'm from Norway. I do not understand how this looting can contribute to cause less racism. Okay.
Well,
okay. Ray, you want to take this?
I mean, I'm gonna just say from my point of view, obviously, I don't. The looting is not going to contribute to less racism per se, but the reason why the looting and destruction is happening for some people, again, like we said earlier in the show, people's pissed off and angry. If I've been angry to the point where I punched a hole in the wall. People get to that level of anger and frustration where you just want to F stuff up and destroy. Is that necessarily going to contribute to, well, hey, people are destroying stuff and doing this and that. Now racism done. Nah, that's not necessarily what's going to happen. But if people get angry to a point, there's ways to express it. And this is the way that it's being expressed right now.
So, Ray, you say you're from Norway.
First of all, what's up? I should have said that from the beginning.
Welcome. I don't know if you understand what racism is, but it's impossible to say less racism or more racism. This it's not a thing that you can get less of or more of. It's a systemic thing that is there. So the looting, the marching, all of this is not to cause less racism. Racism is there. It's planted. It's
demonstrate anger and frustration.
It's nothing that we can get rid of. We understand that. There's nothing we can do about the term of racism. What we are doing right now is, like Mike was saying, we are expressing our frustration that our lives are being killed, brutalized, and abandoned every single day in this country. Every single day we are fighting for our lives to breathe, because they do not see us the same. They do not see what we go through. They treat us like animals. So we are doing different ways to cause awareness. If looting has to be a part of it, if this country is burning down for everyone to see what's going on, then that's what it's going to be.
It's like clapping your hands to get someone's attention. You ever clap your hands or bang and say, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear what I'm saying to you now?" Because people not listening. People not listening. So sometimes you might need to tap them on the shoulder. You might need to clap your hands, bang on some drums, something, and say, "Hey, you wasn't listening before, but can you hear me now?" It's that on a times 20 right now.
So it's the way we talk up here. We have very little racism here in Norway.
Hey,
shout out to Norway.
Shout out to Norway. United States been dealing with hundreds and hundreds of years of racism. If it's not in Norway, I've never been to Norway. I don't necessarily know what's popping in Norway, but if it's not an issue over there, kudos to y'all. This is where we live, and this is what we going through. Our parents have gone through, our ancestors have gone through, friends, family, loved ones have gone through. It's what's happening over here. You know, I don't know what the perspective is from in Norway and how y'all see it over here, but this is America.
Word to Donald Glover.
This is America.
Yeah, 10 years ago we had little racism too, quote unquote. Was it really little, or is it now in your line of sight? Yeah, once again, the word racism is just being used wrong, and you know we can break that down in a whole different type of way. I didn't want to get all the way to. I think we explained it the best that we could for Radar. Hopefully, we're saying your name correctly. But yeah, this is what we are going through. And like I said, anybody out here talking about looting and not speaking on the Black lives, then I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it at all. Appreciate the support.
So much to dive into, so much to talk about, you know. And we're going to continue to use, I'll keep saying this and continue to say it. You know, we got this platform here. We're going to continue to use it as much as possible. You know, let not only our voices be heard, but let y'all voices be heard as well. Any other things you want to touch upon, Marv?
There's so much, bro.
There's a lot.
There's so much.
It never stops.
No, there's so much we could get into. One thing I want to say is, like, we speak about allies and we speak about people understanding what we're going through. But I need to reiterate this one more time. I started the show off with this. I'm gonna end the show off with this. We are not fighting only due to George Floyd. George Floyd was when white America woke up and was like, oh, because you couldn't. George Floyd was the undeniable video, right? It was the one video where they finally see it was blatant, clear cut,
blatant murder.
So, okay, black folks, we finally, that one little video you guys had, that right there, yeah, that's racism. That one's right there. That's the one. Okay, we hear what you. But this is something that we've been talking to you guys about for years and years and years and years. That's been happening to us every single day. Rest in peace, George Floyd. It should have never taken George Floyd's life for people to have waken up in America to see what the hell is going on. It should have never taken a man to have his neck drawn to the fucking pavement for 9 minutes while 3 other police officers are there in a green. That is not the only reason why we are fighting today. And police brutality is not only just murder. I think people forget that. Police brutality is not just murder, man. It's everything that we go through every single day in our lives. How we fear for ourselves. Every day we leave our homes, we can get got at any time.
Nobody else understand that feeling.
Nobody can understand that feeling. Every day my dad, my mom leaves the crib, something can happen to her or him. And it wouldn't be breaking news. Because that's how it is to be black in America. When you leave your crib, there's a chance you are going to face something due to the color of your skin. And we eat it, we eat it, we eat it, we eat it till you can't eat it no more. To the point you gotta let it out and let us be heard. They're crying about looting. We should have been looted years ago. Years ago. We are always the one who are oppressed, giving nothing, giving little education, little resources. But look what we have done with the little resources given to us. We excel 10 times more. And that's what they're afraid of. You give us a little, we take a lot. That's what they're afraid of. They know how powerful we are. Give us the right education. Watch what we do. Watch how we shape this country. You give us the right resources. Watch what we do. They don't want to see that. So that's why we continue to fight for our lives every single day. We're in a pandemic and people can't even hug each other right now. Lives are being lost and people can't even console one another. This is what we are going through. Who do you think is suffering the most during this pandemic coronavirus? It's us.
It's not even a question. Not even a question. We battling two things right now. Two things. You know, it's an ongoing battle. It's an ongoing battle. And I mean, one thing that needs to be sure to happen, because this, it's sad to say, I don't see it stopping. Like, I don't see this being the end of it. Oh, this happened now in this current time, 2020, and you know, after 2020 or next couple months, everything's gonna be fine. Nah. But the best thing that can happen for sure is educating the young minds, because you know, Malcolm and Martin probably thought they were educated enough to handle that their way. Fast forwarding through the years, people have tried to figure out and educate them enough to handle it their way. The education can't stop. The generation we have needs to make it so that from a young age, the children coming after us know and are ready and prepared to what they're stepping into. I didn't get that. Not in my upbringing. Not saying that my parents didn't teach. My parents did a hell of a job raising me. But going to school 5 days out of the week, being in front of different teachers who should be teaching me about history and different things in the world, they didn't do any of that. That can't be the move going forward. I don't care what kind of school system you're in, all white, all black, white teachers, black teachers, the education has to be there so that kids know what's taking place. Kids can already start to formulate in their minds from young how to be better than the people prior to them. And especially, you know, I don't remember who else having a conversation with, but nobody's born, you're not born racist. You're not born with hatred in your heart. You don't come out the womb already saying, well, I hate black people or I am racist. You're not born like that. You're born into it and you're raised and molded into it. When that shift starts to happen, that day, whenever that day will be, is when we'll start to see something different happening in this world, in this country. That's where this generation has to take hold of it right now. Right now.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'll leave you guys with that. Everyone who's watching right now, you guys are on the Double M YouTube. So, you know, do us a quick favor and hit that like button.
Like, subscribe, all of that.
If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. This YouTube's been booming, man.
And I see people on IG. If we still rocking with us on IG, I ain't gonna lie to you. If you want to come on live on IG, have a conversation with us, and let this continue, we're all for it. I ain't going anywhere. Marv's still here too. Conversations never stop. Conversations never ever stop. But yeah, YouTube, IG, appreciate y'all per usual.
Always, man. This is the Double M Show. That's Mr. Mike Nice. DJ Mees. The conversation will continue. The conversation will never end. Appreciate everybody watching. We'll see you guys next week on a Tuesday. We'll be back here again.